Might have some more trickle in. We might have some hop on Zoom, but for now, we'll just get going. I really do. I'm excited for you guys to be here today. I do think that this is one of, if not the most important topic in Ignite. Now, that's not to say don't go to the other sessions, for sure do that. This session is all about growing your database, which frankly is the most fundamental piece of starting a real estate business. I'm super passionate about it. So just a little bit about myself before we get started. Hunter is my name, right? From Orem, Utah. I was born in St. George, but I've lived in Orem just about my whole life. I got my start in real estate in March of 2021, so just over 2 years. And it's been a really incredible ride. Right when I started, interest rates were really low. Some of my first clients got below 3% interest rates. So that environment was very fun. It was very exciting, especially as a brand new agent. But what I will say is it took a lot of the attention away from the basics because everything was moving so quick and everyone was just, the hustle and bustle of real estate was just, that's just what it was. So I didn't actually really prioritize this too much in the start. And if there's one thing that I would do, there's a few things we'll talk about today, but one of the things that if I could go back and teach myself, and I hope to teach this to you guys today, is focusing on this class right here, is growing your database. There's a few other things I'll share with you guys today that I wish I'd known, but this is for sure one of them. So yeah, got my start in 2021. I was able to do 4 transactions my first year, made $17,000, and then put that immediately into my first property that I bought in February of 2022. So I'm a big fan of being an agent. I used all of my commissions from my first year, and then plus the commissions on my purchase to buy my first place. And then subsequently did, I think last year I did 7 or 8 transactions, and then this year I'm on track to close 18. So hopefully, continue to grow. Nothing crazy, I will say. I'm not some poster child, but I've had some success, and I attribute that to just really great people around here, really good mentors. The other thing that I'm really passionate about here at Keller Williams is that we just help people become the best selves. It's so much more than just real estate sales. It's how can I be a better person? And in fact, that will contribute to you succeeding in real estate for sure. So it's a little bit about me. I just graduated from college last month as well. I have a bachelor's in finance from UVU. Another interesting piece about me is I have worked a job the entire time I've held a real estate license. So my first year in real estate, I worked for, his name's Tyler Bennett, real stud. He's associated with Jimmy Rex, if you guys know him. I worked personally for him, kind of like an assistant, as well as just a lead manager. So I helped him and his team. We did over 500 transactions, 350 of those were in Florida. We did just investment properties for their clients purchasing. So it was really cool to be on the back end of that. And then I also helped manage his Utah business. The following 6 months after I worked for Tyler for a year, which was incredible, I worked for Creation Utah, which is a wholesale company, local wholesale company. So producing wholesale contracts for flippers. So did that for 6 months. And then the past 7 or 8 months, I've actually been in a full-time role here at the office. So I went from part-time to a full-time role while being in school and growing my business. So I know what it's like to be kind of managing a lot of things. And that's why no BS, straight to the point. This is the most important thing that you guys can be focused on right now. Among other things, I don't want to and it's not just because I'm teaching this class. I offered to teach this class just because I do believe firmly in this. So that's a little bit about me. I'd love to know just a little bit more about you guys, why you're getting into real estate, and maybe we can start the conversations there. So I met Aaron, and Kaylee just introduced, but Aaron, maybe just for Kaylee and I, tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, for sure. So my name is Aaron Lightman. I am from Orange County, California. I attended Brigham Young University, so I'll be a senior.
Good.
So I'm my major's in marketing. And the reason why I want to go into real estate is because my cousin went into real estate about 3 years ago.
Cool.
And I love my cousin. She's like my best friend.
Where's she at?
She's in California.
Okay.
And she started her own company. Now it's over $1 million company. Anyways, she is just loving it.
Yeah, cool.
She took off with it. So
that's awesome.
I got to go out with her, shadow her for a couple sales and things and transactions. And so
good.
Definitely excited to get into it. passed this week. So
Good. Awesome. Great. Hey, Kaylee.
So my name is Kaylee and I'm from South Korea.
Awesome.
And my husband is actually from California too. And I graduated from BYU and majored in statistics and math and worked at the bank. My specialty was a real estate analysis.
Cool.
Since that time, I was interested in the real estate. And I have like 2 property. And
Oh,
I'm
good.
renting some of them right now.
Oh, that's amazing. Good for
I
you.
know, like the process.
Oh, that's so awesome. Good for you, Kaylee. That's awesome. How'd you meet your husband?
At BYU.
At BYU? Cool. BYU here in Provo? Or-
Yeah, in Provo.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, I don't think I need to tell you guys this, but you guys are getting into the best industry possible. I think one of the best career fields. Even if you don't make this your full-time career, which I hope you do, it's my plan. Nothing will bless your life like understanding real estate to a higher level. One of the coolest things about being an agent is that you're at the forefront of the best investment class. So I don't think that I need to tell you guys that I think real estate's the best investment you can make. I'm not going to discourage making other investments, but as far as asset classes go, I'm a huge fan of real estate. Being an agent, you get to help other people access that, but also you get to be at the forefront. One of the first pieces of advice that I got when I was getting licensed up from Marcus Case, he's actually at Berkshire Hathaway, is he told me, don't forget to shop for yourself. So I encourage you to do that. What I won't encourage you to do is share this with your clients, but if you get your real estate license, guess what? You get to keep 100% of your commission. Like that's just a no-brainer. So kudos to you both for getting started. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about growing your database. This is lesson number 6 in the Ignite series. Definitely recommend going to every single class. But this one really is kind of a fundamental piece of a real estate business. Like under these pieces here, you know, all the self-discovery, like why are you doing this? Who are you doing it for? That's really important for pushing you through the hard days, because this is not an easy thing to do, growing your database, but it's one of the most essential. I'll say our top agents, the ones that are consistently making, you know, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 a year in real estate are always doing this. Okay, they're growing their database. So this is kind of a look at today's agenda. It's a 2-hour blocked class. We'll just play it by ear. I'm not going to say we have to be here for 2 hours. I'm not going to say we're going to only be here for 3 minutes. We're just going to play through it, answer as many questions as we can, get through the content, and then I'll be happy to stay and answer questions if I can. So Gary Keller, the guy that founded this brokerage 40 years ago in Austin, Texas, absolutely extraordinary individual, has built $1 billion company, the largest real estate company under one name in the entire world. This is what he has to say about this topic. Your database is your business. Building up the number of names in it and a relationship with those names is really at the very core of what building a real estate business is all about. Okay. I remember when I was just getting started and I heard on a YouTube video that I was watching that's like, as a real estate agent, you can literally make as much money as you want just by the amount of conversations that you have with people. Wait, what? And like I asked you guys that, do you believe that just by having conversations, you can make as much money as you want? The answer is yeah, because here's why. Every single person, I just talked about how real estate's the best investment. Everyone should be buying it. Why not be the person that helps them do that, right? So at your core, this is your job, is to connect with people and help them understand real estate, right? Because eventually they're going to need to transact, and they're like everyone should transact, so they might as well use you, right? Any thoughts on this? How does this change your perspective? I think a lot of people, when they think about real estate agents, they think about the transaction piece, which is a huge piece. Don't get me wrong. They think of the writing the contracts, negotiating terms, showing houses, but they don't look at the legwork that goes ahead of that, which is this. So what any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I just really like the relationship part,
Mhm.
because I was in sales. I think, of course, with sales, you can make as many calls as you want, but if you don't have a relationship with them, you're not going to go through with
Yeah.
the call, right? And so I think that's why I love this quote. You know, that's
Yeah.
why this is so important, is because really with those names, you have to have that.
Cool. Yeah, that's good. I once heard a thing Grant Cardone said. What's the best coffee in the world? Most people are going to say Starbucks. I would say Starbucks. I've had a coffee maybe once or twice in my life. I don't know what the best coffee is, but I reckon it's Starbucks, only because it's the most known, okay? Same thing with being a real estate agent. I'll level with you. So, okay. I want you guys to be the absolute best agent you can be. I want you to master transactions, master contracts, like I want all of that for you. But at the end of the day, the agents that typically get the business are just the ones that are at the front of people's, like the front of people's brains. They're just the ones that are best connected to people. Because at the end of the day, agents can take transactions from A to Z. Now, some are going to do it at a much higher level, and that will encourage repeat business and referral business. But to get into the door, you just need to be at the top of people's mind. Okay, so that's where this comes from. All right, are you going back? Okay. Now there's a whole process to capturing leads that we will go through. I don't want to spend too much time on this because it can be a little bit complicated. But basically you just need to know, you meet people, you organize the information that you gathered from them and you put them into a system, and then you follow up with that system. And we're going to talk about that today. I highly recommend reading The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. If you guys don't have a copy, you will get a copy in your onboarding, but make sure you get a copy from me. This is fundamentally what we're talking about today. You capture leads, you fill out basically a contact form for them, and then you put them into some type of follow-up, and then you service those leads and get referrals. So this will make a little bit more sense as we go through today. This is a little bit of a plug for Command. Command is your default CRM, your customer relationship management software. It's much more than just a CRM. It's a full entire business management software, and it comes with your association with Keller Williams. So alongside my role as Director of Agent Services, I'm also the tech trainer here. So questions with Command and getting it set up, I'm your guy. And I'll enroll you guys in a few things that will just kickstart your knowledge with Command. But I highly recommend leveraging Command. That's the other thing that I didn't do when I first got started, was I just didn't prioritize working out of a CRM. And I'm recommitting constantly to doing this, because this is where you'll grow your business the best. Okay, so this is at its core what we're talking about today. These are the 4 laws of a healthy database, or of building a database. Gary Keller teaches to not look at it as a database, but a data bank, right? So if you went and opened up an account with Chase, okay, let's just say you went to Chase Bank and said, hey, can I make a withdrawal? What are they going to say? You've never deposited any money. You're going to be able to withdraw? No, right? Same thing with your data bank. If you don't put information into it, you're not going to be able to source business out of it, okay? So these are the key principles. Like, these should be on top of your mind every single day. Build a database, feed it, communicate to it, and service all the leads, okay? And these are the different pieces that we're going to be going through today. I don't think there's any questions, but if there are, just shout them out. Okay, we'll skip ahas for now, just because we'll get a little bit more into the content. Perfect. Okay, law number 1, build a database. What does that look like? Okay, a database. Let's do an activity here. Everyone pull out your phone. You guys both have iPhones? Perfect. Great. I want you guys to go to your contacts applet. So just look up contacts and scroll all the way to the bottom. And I want you to tell me how many contacts are in your phone. So Aaron, do you see that?
650.
650, perfect. Kaylee? 124?
424.
424, perfect. Okay. Gary Keller teaches that to grow a 6-figure real estate business, you only need 200 contacts. So a lot less than a lot of people think. You only need to be well connected with 600 people. And there's actual math behind that, okay? People will transact on average at least once every 7 years, okay? And so the math shakes out to be, for every 24 people in your phone, you can typically source about 2 deals. So for every 12 people, 1 person will transact. And for every person that's in there out of that 12, if they don't transact, they'll at least refer you business. So a database of 200 people can usually source about 30 deals, 30 to 34 deals. The better you get, the more you can source. As you're getting started, that ratio might be less, but still, the potential for a really healthy real estate business is there, okay? However, just because you have people's phone numbers, do you think that that means they're going to buy real estate with you or sell real estate with you? No. Okay, we'll talk about that. But there is a baseline of information that you need in order to connect with people, okay? So as you're building the database and you're putting people into command and you're connecting with people, I need you guys to highlight 5 key pieces of information. And they're not all on here, so I'll just kind of repeat these to you. Feel free to write them down. But you need to have at least their name, right? Obviously, you need to have their name. You're going to want their email, their phone number, their birthday, and then also ideally an address. Now, if they're renting, probably an address of somewhere they'd like to live. They own a home, their primary home, right? Because answer me this, if you own a home, Kaylee, is it valuable to you to know the value of your home? Yes or no? Yeah, perfect. Me as an agent, I can add value. She has a physical address. I can add value to her. I can say, hey, you know, here's what your property is currently worth, right? So those are the 5 things that you just as a minimum should have. And I think it makes a lot of sense. And we'll get into it a little bit further. But as you're building that, you need that information. The other thing I will say is the more information you have, the better. Now, it's not to dehumanize this industry. Like, it's not like these are people, these are your friends, these are your connections, but we forget things, right? Like, I forget people's favorite sports teams. But guess what? If I have some Jazz tickets or some BYU football game tickets, I'd like to remember who's a really big BYU fan, right? Or if we're throwing a movie night and it's a Marvel movie, right? We're going to see the new Spider-Man. I'd like to know whose kids really love Spider-Man, right? So it's just being able to better connect with people. Your brain is not good for storing information. It's good for coming up with ideas. Use a database, use command to do that. Don't overwhelm yourself with remembering all the details of people. And again, it's not to be disingenuous, but like I called up an investor out of Arizona. I met his daughter at an open house like 2 years ago. And I remembered his daughter's name was Cassie. And I said, hey, how's Cassie? And he was just, oh my gosh, thank you. And I asked, hey, how's your daughter that's on a mission, right? So being able to recall that information, and again, it's very much so just to make it so you want to have as much information in your database as possible, just because you can connect with people at a higher level. Okay. We won't, this isn't a command class at all, but in command, you can store all the possible information that you need for contact, okay? So it's all in there. Tons of resources on command. As you're getting going, you need help. There's a whole YouTube page, Facebook community. You have myself here at the office. So there's a ton of resources that will communicate to you guys, but I recommend using command. Okay, any ahas on building a database? Any thoughts, questions, concerns? Don't feel like you have to say something, but if you want to say something, go ahead. Okay, we'll move on. All right, next we're going to feed your database. Feed it every day. All right, now this is the portion where it's a little uncomfy. This is the portion where it actually requires some work, okay? This is the portion where it requires you to talk to people, right? Have conversations. Just gonna level with you guys. If you don't like talking to people, you're gonna have a harder time growing your business. Now, it's not to say that it's not possible. There's agents that have done it. But you still will have conversations. Just the more you have, the more likely you're going to have chances for success. So there's 2 pieces of lead generation. There's prospecting and marketing. There's 2 ways to look at it, but basically, and I can't remember which one they associate it with. If I remember correctly, marketing is going to be marketing to people that you already know, that know you, right? So you're going to be delivering value. You're going to be spreading information to the people that you know. Prospecting is going to be going out and getting business from people you don't know. So there's a whole slew of things you can do. Within marketing and prospecting, like there's different strategies. You can do Facebook ads, you can do, so for people, for prospecting, right? You can do Facebook ads, you can do open houses, door knock, right? So those are trying to connect with people you don't know. Marketing, you can do emails, you can do phone calls, you can do postcards, right? So just want to spread your reach. And obviously the goal in all of that is to be adding value. I'll tell you right now, the agents that struggle with lead generation are the ones that are failing to add value. Because if I call up Aaron and say, Aaron, oh my gosh, it's been 10 years. I'm so sorry for not being a good friend. I want to connect. Are you looking to buy or sell real estate? It's not going to feel very genuine. But if I say, oh my gosh, Aaron, it has been so long. How are you? That's so good. How's your family? Oh, like, right. And I just come from a place of contribution, just wanting to know how he's doing. Then the next time I call him to talk about business, hey, Aaron, just want to check in. Oh yeah, business is going really well. I have this awesome event coming up, Teller Splash. We have, it's going to be really fun. We're renting out the old Seven Peaks Water Park. Hey, would you and your family want to come? I can get you some free tickets. Would that be, a value to you? Such an easy conversation. Or, hey, I have these really awesome market reports. Some of my clients have told me that it's been really awesome to know what the value of their home is worth. Would you be interested in knowing what the value of your home is worth every single month? Right. So coming from a place of contribution is huge. Okay. The other thing that I think agents fail to look at, there's two types of business. There's the now business and the future business, right? That makes a lot of sense. There's people that are ready to transact right now, and there's people that's going to be ready to transact at some point in the future. Okay. Hi, Alicia. Come in. Hi. How are you doing? So good. Did you get your haircut? I like it. It looks good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we're just talking. I can't remember. Have you joined us on this class, Grow Your Database? Okay.
This is my
Okay. Third time. Okay. So super important. Maybe Alicia, if you want to just introduce yourself for everyone, that'd be great.
I got my license in April. It's been slow going, but I have just good night. So
Yep. Good. Love it. Thanks, Alicia. Yeah. The thing I'll say is, gosh, I say, like, I mean it when I say, if I could go back, the things that I would do different, I mean it when I say that. I would have come to Ignite for 3 months straight. I seriously would. And I would have poured in, because you'll sometimes get different instructors for each class, which is different. You get different perspectives, but also you guys are all learning so much right now. Even I'm still learning, right? So you're going to be getting new perspectives every time you come through. Things are going to resonate differently. So I totally recommend just coming through frequently. Okay, that's not pulling up all the way. I can see it on my screen, but not on your guys' screen. But okay, so what we're talking about, two types of business: the now business, the future business. Now, what is more valuable to your pocket right now is the now business, right? The people that are ready to transact right now, that's what's going to get you paid. Now, the business that's going to build you a legacy in a big business is the future business, okay? So there's a term in the industry called, there's some acronym for it. I can't remember if it's correctly, but it's basically the average value, the lifetime value of a client, the LTVC. There's some term, but a typical transaction, let's just say for easy math, is $10,000, okay, right? Which is a pretty healthy income there. A lot of agents focus on that $10,000, and then they're looking for where they can get the next. Now, it's shown that most people transact at least 3 to 5 times throughout their life in real estate. That's $50,000, right, over the span of someone's life that you could potentially take part in, right? So I think where a lot of agents struggle they'll get the now business, and then they'll just look for the next. I want you servicing that person, adding value to that person every single month for the next 7 years, because they're going to transact again. And the other opportunity, which is incalculable, is the likelihood that that person is going to refer you business. Because I told you guys, to grow a 6-figure real estate business, you only need 200 people. Gary Keller teaches that, right? Now think about if you have access to everyone else's top 200. Okay, so let's say Aaron's not an agent. I reach out to Aaron, add value to him. Who in Aaron's world might need real estate services? If I am the absolute best, most consistent, kindest, coolest realtor in the world, I all of a sudden get access to all of his people, right? So ideally, with your 200 people that you have, your top 200, you are that person for them. That they are, when they hear someone talking about real estate, they're like, oh my gosh, you've got to talk to Hunter. You have to, right? So that's the other part of delivering value to your sphere, is you're going to want to tap into that future business, okay? Both from them and their friends and family. This slide's kind of just in here. Another great way to do that is just reviews. Get a Google page set up, or a forum or something and share with people your reviews. Super easy way to gather reviews is, oh, there's a handful of things that we can talk about, but just get reviews. Guess what? You don't have any clients yet, you haven't done a deal. Have your family and friends write reviews for how kind of a person you are, how honest, how hardworking, how trustworthy you are, right? Are those not important things for people when they're deciding to transact real estate? Of course they are. I think they're probably some of the most important, right? And then obviously as you do deals, right? Do them well so people trust you, and then they're going to refer you business, okay? And the other thing I will say on that right now is, guess what? Every single person's transacted their first real estate deal, right? Every single one of our top producers on this wall has sold their first house and their second house and their third house, right? And you get better with time. I will say it's not going to be like, you will run into roadblocks. I'm just going to level with you. Like my first 4 transactions, I remember waking up every morning, like stressed, like I didn't want to look at my phone because I was worried something was going to go wrong. It's just the reality of it. Just learn to just roll with the punches, okay? And lean on support, okay? Don't do it all on your own. That was a mistake I made. And again, part of it was just because of the market that we were in, with everything so crazy. But where we're at right now is a good opportunity for you to just grow and learn. Lean on Dean, lean on our transaction coordinator, Jeanette, sorry. So don't do it alone, okay? Any questions? If not, no worries. I just want to make sure I'm covering, okay? Oh, this is perfect. This is, yeah, again, a little bit more on the reviews. Responsiveness, attention to detail, professionalism, empathy, clear communication, etc. These are all things that you would want people to highlight. Not a single thing right in here, at least on this list, says anything about transactions. It just speaks more to your character, which again, because here's the thing. Anyone, I've already told it, any person can take a transaction from A to Z. Like everyone's capable of it. So what's going to give you that added flavor? It's these things right here, okay? And I don't want to discredit the business, the transaction portion. There's things that agents do and don't do that make it a successful transaction, but these things are huge. Okay, any ahas? I'd love to hear just any thoughts. Anything that stood out to you? Your ahas, let me know that you're engaged and you're listening. How might you move forward now, having heard those things?
It just occurred to me that I haven't done that sort of things yet. Like I've thought of it a couple times,
Yeah,
but I haven't acted on it. So I'm definitely doing that.
love it.
Because I have a business page on Facebook and everything going right now. So I got all that up and going, but there's
That's great. Thanks, Alicia. That's perfect. Yeah, and then I guess the other thing besides ahas is just action items, right? What are you going to do different? Okay. Where I see new agents having an opportunity is, reaching out to people and genuinely just wanting to connect. One thing that you can do if you wanted to do a very easy ad spend, like what I will say, when you're just getting started, hold on to every penny. Okay. Do not go out and spend money that you don't need to spend. But one super easy way to generate a ton of reviews, $25 or $50 Amazon gift card giveaway. Post it on social media, say, hey, friends and family, I'm kickstarting my real estate business. Your review would mean a ton to me. Enter you in to win a gift card, right? I promise you, you will get tons and tons of people filling out that form, okay? So super easy if you want to just do a small spend. Partner up with a lender, okay? If you don't want to come out of pocket, like lean on a lender. Say, hey, let's co-brand. I'll contribute 25, you contribute 25. Let's go generate some reviews, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Again, just because you haven't sold real estate doesn't mean that you're not a great person, which you guys all are. So go get people testifying of that, okay? Okay, communicate with your database. This is probably one of the funnest portions here, okay? To succeed at a high level in real estate sales, you must commit to frequent contact with your database with the intent of building close relationships. So this is kind of similar in a way to feed your database. We're going to communicate with it though. This is more so the systems that you put in place to make sure you're doing that at a high level. Because again, 200 people, it's all it takes to grow a 6-figure real estate business, people. But if you don't talk to them and you don't do it in a systematic way, you're just never going to move your business forward. Now, just between us 4 here, there's people on this board, I'm not going to name names, that don't have systems. They happen to have such a large personality and influence that they have had some massive success. But I'll tell you, there's a few individuals on that wall that I think could probably do double what they're doing if they just put some systems in place. Okay. And the cool thing about real estate is everyone has what we call a natural ceiling of success. Okay. So everyone's bound to have some success just because of the person that they are. Okay. That's just reality of it. Some people are just lucky. Okay. Now, the people that push past that are the people that put some discipline into it. And that's where you see real growth and success in this business. So we're going to talk about communicating systematically with your database. Okay. This is the portion where, like, I've said this so many times today. If I could go back, I would like do. I'll level with you guys. Just in the last few months, I've finally started to really get a handle on this portion of my business. Okay. Okay. Yeah, please. Smart plans.
Yeah.
I do. So in full transparency, my business is not in Command. I'm on a real estate team that does not currently use Command, simply for the reason that Command has yet to get all the functionalities that bigger teams need. So I'm on the red sign team, and as soon as Command gets that level, we will transition to Command. Yeah, yep. However, it's the same, whether it's Command, Brivity, which we're in, Boomtown, which we're in before, Chime, whatever you use. Yes, we do systematic things to follow up with people. And we can talk further if we wanted to. Right now is a great time to kind of talk about smart plans, but yes, we do use them. Just not specifically the ones from Command because we're not in Command. But oh my gosh, if I wasn't on my team, I'm telling you, I cannot see a single reason why an agent wouldn't use Command. It is the most powerful piece of technology available to agents. Seriously, like it is so good. And like I genuinely believe that. I personally like Command for a lot of reasons better than the one I'm in. The only reason I'm in the CRM I'm in is because my team is. It's gonna be completely frank. So I obviously have to embrace that, but Command is awesome. Okay, segmenting your database. Now this goes a little bit back to feeding the database. And sometimes I think that this needs to maybe go before feeding the database because you want to be organized with your people. I think the only reason that it might come after is because the only way you're going to be able to get some of this information is if you start feeding people, right? For lack of a better term, if you start communicating with them, that's the only way you're going to know if they like golf. That's the only way you're going to know if they're an investor, if they're a dog lover, okay? Again, I'm telling you, it will pay huge dividends the more information you have on people. I am such a big proponent of every single detail you can possibly have on someone. Again, it is not to dehumanize the real estate business, but it's to be the person that is connected with people. It gives you opportunities to have more genuine conversations, okay? So you see on Facebook that someone went to Italy, right? Maybe make a note that, hey, this person went to Italy. So the next time you call them, oh my gosh, how the heck was your trip to Italy? You just had a baby. How's your baby doing, right? Like, and I was sharing with Aaron and Kaylee before, things like their favorite sports teams, their favorite movie, restaurants, just anything you can do. Because guess what? When it's their birthday, rather than sending them a $25 gift card, you send them a gift card to their favorite restaurant, right? Like both are super valuable, but man, you remember my favorite restaurant, right? Like things like that go a long way. And everyone wants to be treated like royalty, right? Everyone wants to be, thought of like that. So I think the cool thing about being an agent is you get the opportunity to just be the connector. You get to be the opportunity to be the social connector for people, right? I think a lot of the reason that some of these people on here on this wall have success, one of my favorites is Heather Groom. She actually was our top producer last year. Made an absolute killing. We'll just say that, okay? She at a really high level just puts people in touch with people. Oh my gosh, you need this? Here, you need to talk to this person. Oh, you need this? You need to talk to this person. She's not looking to get any that like business out of that. She's just like, hey, how can I help you? You need to talk to him. Hey, you need to talk to her. But guess what? Oh my gosh, you know what? I need to transact real estate. That Heather girl, she she's really good. She put me in contact with my roofer, put me in contact with my CPA, right? Whatever it is. I'm telling you, the agents that just naturally get a lot of business are the people that connect with people. Okay, so segmenting your database, super cool. We don't need to talk too much in detail about how to do it. Using tags within Command or whatever database you're in is super important, and then just taking notes. So we'll kind of fly through this. The cool thing is too, you can, and we won't dive too much into this, but like having segments, right? So if you have a golf tournament coming up for whatever reason, or you're connected with, there's some type of golf event, just being super easily identify the top 5-10 people that are in your sphere. For me, example, like I last year at our auction, I won a free round of golf for me and 3 other people, right? So, I mean, I already know in my head who I'm going to invite because there's people that I know, but if I didn't know, and I was able to just quickly organize my database by, hey, who do I know that is interested in golf, right? Who can I take golfing? Okay, so just things like that. Because then you can tailor your content to those categories of people, right? So if there's some, we'll just continue off of these, right? If there's some new dog park opening up, like you don't just have to talk about real estate. In fact, please don't. Don't just talk about real estate. Be a community expert, okay? Hey, there's a brand new dog park in Vineyard. Like, this is super cool. Or, hey, did you guys hear about, I don't know, I'm not a real dog person, so I can't speak to this, but you know what I'm saying, right? Whatever your thing is. Yeah. Okay. Any questions? We're about to dive into something super big, so everyone strap on. Okay. Now, without getting too complex, there's different ways that you communicate with different people, okay? And there's different intensities of communication that you will have. Now, there are a few things. We're going to start right here in the middle. 1, to cement. A high value touch that solidifies a relationship you have just established and opens a door for future interactions. Whether they're a lead or a contact, and we'll identify what that is. This is super important. Now, as you're getting started in real estate, this is your primary focus. You need to reintroduce yourself or introduce yourself. Let them know you're in real estate probably, but just open the door to future communication. What I'm not going to have you guys do is call someone and say, hey, are you looking to buy and sell? Please do not do that until you've established this. Once you have enough rapport with people, hey, Aaron, it's me again, that nosy realtor, just calling to see, like, right? You can have those candid conversations depending on, like, there's plenty of, like, one of my mentors in our office, Clay, he'll call people and be like, Aaron, honestly, dude, just calling you to look for business. You know, I'm hungry, looking to do stuff. Just wanted to call, see how you're doing, right? Like, you can have those candid conversations, but only after you've earned it, okay? And it's fun to mix those in, and people that know you're in the business, they'll respect that to a degree. You'll make sure you do it with the right people, right? But at the end of the day, you need to establish relationships. So I think probably the easiest script to start with is the apology one. Like, I could call any one of my friends from high school that I haven't talked to in 5 years. Dude, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I've not been in touch. And, it's my goal this year to just be better connected with everyone that I've ever known. How the heck are you? Yeah, dude, can you believe it's been 5 years since we graduated? That's crazy, man. What have you been up to? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep, I have been selling. You've seen my Instagram post. Yeah, I've been selling houses. It's really fun. I really enjoy it. It brings me a lot of value. Great, man. Well, hey, if it's cool with you, I'd love to just check in with you every so often. Invite you. We got some great events coming up. Just love to keep you in the loop. Would that be okay? Yeah, perfect. Would that be okay? Right? Is that all right? Would that be good for you? Okay, just establishing the fact that you are going to be in communication. Super easy. Like, don't overcomplicate it. Just, can I be in touch? Can I have you in my inner circle? Yeah, great. Okay, now, whether they're a lead or a contact, leads are, so there's a few ways to kind of go about this. I wish I had my whiteboard, but contacts are going to be people that are in your, term really quick, sphere of influence. Okay, you're going to hear this thrown around a lot in the real estate industry, but especially at Keller Williams. Sphere of influence, SOI, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, there's no greater business potential than the people that know you, trust you, and love you, okay? So that's going to be those contacts. Leads are going to be just about everyone else that expresses maybe interest in real estate, but you don't have as close of a contact with. Ideally, you don't have leads, you just have contacts, right? Like ideally, you just convert every lead into your sphere of influence, okay? But typically, we won't focus too much on the leads portion right now, because right now, as you guys are getting started, I want you to focus on this 36 touch, okay? But when I go back to that portion of you need 200 people to grow a business, you need to connect with them systematically, okay? And the way you do that is through a 36 touch. 4 of them can be phone calls, 26 could be emails, 2 could be events, 4 could be, print. Anyway, we'll build that out for you, but for the most part, it comprises these little pieces here. Yeah, that's probably all we need to talk about for right now. If you guys were to look at these right here, out of curiosity, which one do you think is the most important? What do you think is going to deliver the highest return on time, the most impactful, the best opportunity? Which one do you think? Gotcha. Yep, events. If nothing else, invite people to events. Right, and that doesn't just have to be the Keller Williams sponsored ones. Okay, our biggest one, we have Keller Splash, which is tomorrow. Okay, so if you missed, you can still call and invite people today if you really wanted, but I actually have to do that. I have some tickets I need to still give away. So that's what my afternoon will look like a little bit. But you can do micro events too. Like, hey, did you know that Summerfest is going on this month? Really cool. Like, prepare some type of information on it and just deliver it to people. Okay. But the reason that events are so cool is because it gives you a lot of opportunity to connect with people. You could send out an email 3 weeks before. You could send out a text message 2 weeks before. You can do a phone call the week before. You can do a last reminder text the day before. At the event, you get to talk to them. After the event, you get to follow up with them. Say, hey, how did you like that event? That was so awesome connecting with you, seeing you, right? So there's just so many touch opportunities through events. And I will tell you, the easiest conversation in real estate is inviting inviting people to things. Like I bought 10 parade home tickets for the parade of homes, and I had 5 families I intentionally 5 like well-off couples that I wanted to intentionally invite. It is so easy to say, hey, like this is my conversation on Friday is when I made these phone calls, or on Thursday, and I was one of them, Kelly Gilbert, my sophomore year high school teacher for history. Right, stayed connected on social media. We're friendly. She's got 4 kids, married. I said, hey, listen, I know it might be a lot, but I really want you and Taylor to get a babysitter, go on a date night. I got 2 tickets for the Parade of Homes. Would you guys want to go? She's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for thinking. I was like, can I come drop those by and say hi to you guys? Like such an easy conversation. $10 parade tickets. Okay, so $20 in total. I'm almost certain that should they have a real estate need, I'll be the guy there for them. Sometimes, again, be very, very careful on what you're spending money on in the beginning. Don't just go throw that out for everyone. But like, I only did $100 worth. And I knew the people that I was going to invite to this event were my absolute people that I want to focus on this year. Okay, that I want to source business from. But there's other free events too that you can invite people to, right? Network, see what other upcoming things there are. Again, it doesn't have to be the Keller Williams sponsored ones. Typically but also if like the Keller Splash is like, I think $10 a ticket, you could also say, hey, I got discounted tickets, right? I'm covering half the cost for my clients. Because then that's almost even better, because then they know, right, that you're bringing something to the table. Like, hey, for just $5 and get you in the Splash Summit, I'm covering the other half of my clients. Like that actually is not only is that cheaper, but that's more effective, I actually think, right? Because you're showing your clients that you're taking care of them. Okay, that's kind of a tangent right there, but that's one of the pieces that I would say is huge. The other one that if you're going to do anything is the phone calls every quarter. There's just nothing like having a conversation with people. Like there's just nothing more effective than having an actual genuine conversation with people. Now, if it's not phone calls, take them to lunch or just get lunch or say, hey, want to grab, swig or coffee, whatever you drink, right? Just would love to catch up. So that's super easy. But typically the phone call, I told Alicia this last time, and this is like my little trade secret, so don't go share this with people. But I've actually shifted. I only call people on Fridays now. Only call them on Fridays. Unless they're like, we're doing business or I'm like actively trying to buy. Like if I'm prospecting, only Friday. Guess why? Because that's when I'm happiest. It's on Friday, right? Like it's so easy to have a great conversation on Friday. It's the weekend. Everyone's in a better mood. Now, I'm not going to say that that's a rule, and I don't want to have it come back that Hunter's teaching people like improper Keller Williams doctrine. But for me personally, in my business, I've really enjoyed having those conversations on Friday. Because in the past, I've been like, all right, Monday morning, I'm gonna hit the phone. It's like, no, dude, I actually don't want to call people Monday morning, right? I'm not, I wouldn't want to call right. If someone called me right now, I'd be pissed. Be so pissed. But guess what? Friday, I'm like, heck yeah, dude. I'm playing in the Keller Williams golf tournament on Friday. The team, I'm so excited. Thanks for calling, right? Like just typically better moods on Friday. But you guys can experiment, do what's best for you. All I will say is just make sure it happens, okay? Whenever you do it, just make sure it happens. There will be people on this list. Another, I'll lean back on Heather is one, another person that does it at a really high level, or is she? Robin at a really high level does it, or they just think of people and just call them, right? Now, I personally want you to have a system like reminding you every quarter to call people. And we'll do that within command so you don't have to remember who to call. But it doesn't hurt like to just think of a friend and call them. Like this morning, I listened to a podcast while I was at the gym, sent it to 4 of my friends. Just, hey, thought of you. This is a great podcast. Like nothing to do with real estate, but simply just, I want to provide value for the people in my life. Okay. Okay, that's kind of a lot on there, but building out a touch plan is huge. Don't reinvent the wheel either. It's already built for you. Just implement. Okay. Yeah. I think that's honestly one of the things that I've like had the biggest mind shift about is I thought I had to get in this industry to be people's realtor. You don't. You just need to be their friend that happens to sell real estate. Okay. Man makes it super easy to get people into your phone. Okay. And manage it. We won't dive too much into that, but just know that the technology is completely there to make it as easy as possible. Okay. Okay. Any ahas? Anything that stood out to you? If not, hopefully you have an idea of how you want to proceed forward. I definitely have had some ahas just talking with you guys, some things that I want to recommit to. So. How do you guys think how much easier do you think it will be moving forward if you just start right now implementing these things? How much more likely are you to succeed? A lot. Yeah. Yeah. Again, I think that I'll just level with you guys. I think I've shared this stat with maybe a few of you. I don't know. 98% of agents don't succeed. It's just a hard, cold fact. And that's not, I don't know the exact statistic, but I know we're extremely better off here at our office specifically. Our new agents typically stick around. But 98% is the fail off rate. You know why? I'm almost certain for a few reasons. Is one, they forget to treat it like a business. Okay. Now, a lot of the activities we just talked about has like me sending people podcasts has nothing to do with a business. Okay. That's just me being me. But also there has to be some intentionality behind it, right? There has to be some type of organizational structure or else you're not going to hit your goals. Okay. So treat it like a business and it'll pay you like a business. If you treat it like a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby, right? Which is fine if that's all it is. That's totally cool. But just have intentionality behind it. Okay. Okay, this is kind of cool too. Your job is to build a community and serve the community. Okay. Now I'll love with you guys. This is a piece that I'm still building. Okay. And I'm learning to do that, building a community. I think that everyone does that to their own level, right? Like, yeah, just whatever you're passionate about and connecting with people. Yeah, I don't have much to say on that, honestly. I'm still kind of defining my community. But that doesn't mean you can't adapt and can't learn, right? So anyway, we'll skip over that for now. Okay, this is the fun part. Service all the leads. This is where you get paid, right? So as you build a database, right, get people into command, and as you deliver information to them and you continue to gather information, guess what? Someone's gonna say, oh, I wanna buy, I wanna sell, I wanna invest. That is perfect, right? Because I can help you do that, okay? So the fourth law is just service all the leads. Now, we won't dive too much into, again, command right now. Just know that command helps you service your leads, okay? And there's classes every Tuesday that I'll be teaching on just this. There's lessons, or there's videos online I can send you. But so the plan is right now to do it 30 minutes after the conclusion of team meeting. So 12:30, after everyone's eaten lunch. Like tomorrow, I hope to teach. Again, part of it's just getting people to attend, but yeah, my goal is every Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesdays will be command centric, and Thursday will be just general tech that I've found that helps people just survive, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, service your leads. This is really the fun part. This is where you get to help people transact real estate, okay? And I will say, like, there is not a single class that like, and we could talk about it, but like, you're gonna quickly find out what works and what doesn't work. That's the reality of it. Like sending people houses. How do you do it? Right? Like, what's the best method for you? Right? Like, do you text them? Do you email them? Okay. Do you set up a time to meet up? Like, right? Like, there's just certain things that you just kind of figure out work for you. There's little touches that you can add. Like, I personally, when I send people houses that we're gonna go look at, every single time I do a little house emoji, do house number 1, do the time, I do the address. In the same text message, I do house number 2, little emoji, the address, the time. House number 3, little emoji, number 3, time, the address. So like a touch like that, and I just know that no matter what, when I'm showing houses, that is my process, okay? I also make sure that I print out MLS sheets before I go, so I have those ready for my clients. I make sure I do the agent-focused one, so they don't get the contact information for the other agent, they don't look at the commission, right? So just little things like that you just kind of figure out. I will say, please, if you have questions, ask me and we can talk about it, and I can give you my thoughts and what I've done in my own business and what other agents are doing. But like, to a degree, servicing your leads is really going to be where you get to add your own spin onto it, okay? Okay, just to recap. Again, I want you guys to have this like cemented in your brain right here. The 4 laws of lead generation. Build a database, feed it, communicate, and service, okay? End of the day, if you did nothing else, this is what's going to get you business. Okay, some important things to remember, and we can just kind of talk about this that's not on here, but follow the 4 laws, don't quit too soon. The 36 touch campaign takes time to yield results. Think long term. Again, think long term. Now, I don't want you guys, I think I told this to Aaron on Friday or Thursday, like, make money, go sell houses, but also have the mindset of, hey, I'm in this for the long haul, okay? Because that's where serious wealth comes from, is the agents that can stick it out. There's people that have, Heather in 5 years became our top producer. Clay, it's taken him 16 years to get to the level he's at, right? But year 3 and 4, he did like 113 transactions, right? So there's some agents that just they'll hit it, they won't hit it, but like just be consistent. Because to say that you won't, like, just know that if you're consistent, you will sell more houses the next year. That's where I think it excites me, because I just know that if I'm consistent, I will do more next year and I will hit my goals, right? I think also too, like, you don't have to be the top producer to make a killing in this industry too. Like, it takes 4 or 5 sales to just freaking change your life, seriously. Then you get into 10 or 12 houses, 15 or 20, like, you guys, it's absurd. So these 2 pieces already, this is kind of just, hitting the dead horse, but always come from care and service. The real estate business is a relationship business, okay? Okay, so this is called your success system. This is where we kind of grill this into agents as they start. Your daily 10-4. Alicia's heard this a few times. Kaylee and Aaron, this is gonna be new to you, but this will surely not be the last time you hear this. It's important to create daily habits, okay? Has anyone read the book Atomic Habits by chance? Or heard of it maybe? The Atomic Habits by James Clear. Okay, honestly, I've heard about it for a long time. I've quoted it before, but I only finally just read it. I firmly believe it's one of the best pieces of literature ever written as far as productivity goes, or Atomic Habits, James Clear. Like I think that it will bless you in every area of your life, okay? He talks about in this book that your goals, and I'm paraphrasing here, but your goals really are only there to give you some direction, but they're not nearly as important as the daily activities that you put in place to reach your goal, right? I think that's probably pretty obvious, but I think so often we just associate I'd be curious, and listen, there's a safe space, okay? We're all in this industry to make money. At the end of the day, like we want to provide an awesome lifestyle for our friends and family, for ourselves, okay? We need to be very vulnerable when it comes to this. So I'd love to know either income goals, if you know it, or transaction goals. If you don't have it, we'll work on it. But it is important to know like what you're aiming for. And if it's you want to replace an income, tell me that too, and we can hit that number. But I'd just be curious, does anyone feel willing to share? I'll share it with you right now, my goal. Like I think I told you my goal is 18 units this year. I'd like to make $112,000 from real estate sales. I am on a team with a 50-50 split, so I have to take that into consideration. But no, 18 gets me well above, yeah, I think like right around $112,000 in commissions, okay? That's my goal, okay? The reason that's important is because guess what? You have to then work backwards, okay? So if it's 18 units, for me, that's probably about, I'd say, I'd have to look at my numbers, probably about 24 appointments. Okay, well, how do I get appointments? Okay, well, that's about, I'd say every 10 conversations I have, I can usually set an appointment. Perfect. Okay, so double that. So now that's 24, that's 240, conversations. Okay, how am I gonna have those conversations? Okay, well, every day I'm gonna have X amount of conversations, right? And that's just off the cuff, off the napkin type math. But the reason you have to have your goals is so you can work backwards. And then guess what you do? Forget about the goal. Like, don't even think about the goal. Think about how am I going to have 5 great conversations today and how am I going to add value to those people, okay? So that's a little bit of tangent, but that book, I'm serious. He also says too, that people don't rise to the level of their goals, but fall to the levels of their systems, okay? Again, some of our top producing agents that I have seen just absolutely crush it is they just stay consistent. Like Gary Keller in the book, The One Thing, talks about, well, there's plenty of people that talk about it, but basically like the scale of your impact is directly related to how narrow you can make your focus, okay? So I'm gonna level with you guys. As an agent, you can get roped into a lot of different activities, right? There's so much you can do, but there's not very much that you should do. That makes sense, right? For example, email signature. Every agent is so fixated on making sure that their email signature is absolutely perfect, which we should. Let's get your email signature sorted out. Let's do it. Let's make sure that's ready to go. Okay, let's make sure your picture looks good. Let's make sure you have links in there. But guess what's going to sell more houses? Having a phone call or taking someone to lunch, right? So focus on those high impact activities, okay? One of the highest impact activities that you can do right now is your daily success system. So 10 real estate conversations a day, ideally, that's a lot, I will say. I don't even think some of our top producers have 10 full conversations. But as you're starting, you have the awesome opportunity to call everyone and talk to everyone, let them know you're in real estate, or at least have a conversation with them, and then it will eventually get pulled back to real estate, okay? Ideally, you're adding 10 contacts, at least until you're 200, okay? So like Kaylee, you're at 424, you're great, you're there, you're at 200. Okay, Aaron, you're at 600. Alicia, I think that we're working on getting you up to 200. So your priority should be adding 10 contacts. Kaylee and Aaron and Alicia, all of us, right? And not just adding 10 contacts, but ironing out the 10 contacts, making sure that you have all the 5 most crucial pieces of information. Name, birthday, phone, address, birthday. Name, email, phone, birthday, address, okay? So the easiest way to get those is when you have your 10 conversations, make sure you have all 5 of those pieces, right? 10 handwritten notes. I'll level with you. Oh, yes, please.
So when
That's great. So kind of depends on what piece you're looking for, right? So birthdays, I don't usually ask people. I'll just look at Facebook, like when I need to call them, or every single time that I see someone's birthday post, I'll just make sure I hurry and that reminds me to go and add it to my database. What I'll do too is if I see someone post a thing about their friend, like, hey, it's my friend's birthday, you can go create a contact card for that person and add their birthday. Put them in your SOIB, but at some point, if you have an interaction with them, you know when their birthday is, right? I just love birthdays. I just think it's such an easy touch, okay? Like my past clients, I'll always Venmo them like $30, you know, say happy birthday, dinner on me. Like such an easy touch. Like people like love that kind of stuff, right? 30, like especially past clients, like you just made me how much money? Yeah, I'm gonna spend $30 on you for dinner. Because guess what? I'll give you business in the future too, right? So yeah, that's great. Depending on what it is, okay? So if it's the address, the easiest one is, hey, just so you're aware, a lot of my friends and family have been telling me they really like knowing what their home is worth every month or what the value of homes are in the area they want to be in, right? And Ryan, do you own or do you rent? Oh, you rent? That's perfect. Well, in the future, would you like to own? Yeah, I would. Oh, great. Well, hey, listen, I can set you up if it's of value to you. Once a month, you can get just a little email from me that tells you what the values of homes are in that area or in your area, whatever it is, right? Super valuable email, probably a 2-minute read. If that, just glance over the data, gives you really good information. Would you like it if I sent that to you once a month? Great. Okay, I promise not to spam you, but it's just a really good like data piece, right? Just something like that, right? So come from a place of contribution. So that's how you get their email and address, probably, right? Yeah, you could kind of twofold. You could get the email and the address at once if you do that. So that's probably what I would recommend. And I will say the email and the address is probably the like name you should already have, obviously, like that's given. Phone number, well, get that immediately. I will say if you have people you want to do real estate with, like start making a list, go through the list, like, hey, I'd love to transact with this person, this person, this person. And then you go on Facebook, message them, hey, it's been forever, or hey, for some reason I don't have your phone number, would love to connect with you. Do you mind if I call you? Right, so get their phone number pretty easily. So the only one that you'll ever really have a struggle with is the address and the email. Okay, that's the only one that you'll ever not have readily available. And then this simple, just I want to keep you up to date on real estate values. Okay, share the stat that 90% of millionaires are made through real estate. Would it be worth knowing what the values of real estate is in your area? So does that answer your question? Good. Okay, handwritten notes. This is one that I have wanted to do for so long. I have a stack of thank you cards sitting on my desk in my office. I in college had a class that we talked about. It was like written communication, some class, and like handwritten notes actually are super effective. I have not done them, so if one of you wants to be my accountability buddy, we can hold each other accountable. But handwritten notes are really cool. I think it would be really good. Even so this one says 10 a day, or no, 10 a week. Sorry, that's 10 a week. So my goal, I think I should just do 1 a day. But it's really easy because guess what? You just called someone, reconnected with them, got their address and email. Guess what? Write them a hand thank you. It was so great connecting with you and chatting with you. Just put in your business card, simply that, send it off, right? So like there's a super easy handwritten card right there. But I genuinely want to do it just from a place of just like letting people know that I really care about them and just genuinely thanking people. But it's one that I just don't make time for, but it's super easy. I think part of it's because I just hate my handwriting. But so anyway, the other one that's not on here for whatever reason, and it should be, is 10 homes previewed a week, ideally 5 in person. I'll level with you guys. You just need to know what's going on in the market. right? So someone asks you, hey, what's the best buy in Utah? Oh my gosh, let me tell you about these townhomes in Lehigh. Edge Homes has these really good townhomes starting at 424 bed, 2 bath, really open floor plans. Guess what? There's a 3% incentive right now. If you buy with them, you get paid $15,000 at closing. Oh, okay, you're looking for something a little smaller? Well, hey, there's some condos right here in Orem. There's some in Lehigh. Oh, you want single family? I love Southern Utah County. The price point's about 3% lower than market value, right? Just having those conversations ready to have. And guess what? Shop, like I said, what was one of the first pieces of advice I got? Shop for yourself, right? Know what's available because you should ideally be looking to buy as well at some point in the, either if not now in the future. So just get familiar with what's on the market. Ideally, yeah, view 10 homes a week on the MLS. You'll probably surpass that a ton. And then, the social media engagement. I haven't been as strict with it. I'm pretty active on social media, but as far as putting a routine into it, I could do better. I got to remember the exact numbers, but I think it's 10. I gotta remember. I think is it 10 likes? 10 likes, 5 direct messages in one post, 5 comments, and 1 direct message a day. Yeah. So I need to build some more routine in my social media posting. I just post like every day, pretty much, but I could be more intentional about it. Okay. So yeah, just creating daily habits, you guys. And it's super easy. Just time block. Like Gary Keller says, if it's not in your calendar, it doesn't exist. And also, your calendar should reflect your goals. Okay. So time block, time to do this all. And again, we can be accountability buddies on it. I'd love to say, hey, what time are we all doing this? Because I need to be better at it. Okay. Yeah. Build out a daily success system. See what's out here. Should point this out. Be careful with people on the do not call registry. Hello, Heather. How are you? Come in. So good. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, thanks for stopping in. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Good to see you. No, grab him.
Yeah.
If you-
Okay. Well, and I haven't met Erin officially. Yes, nice to meet you. Kaylee. Okay, nice to meet you. Well, congratulations. You're at least starting at the right brokerage. Let me tell you
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
From someone who didn't start here, just very glad to see. Well, I'm glad I came here. So anyway, and tell me your name, Alicia. Alicia. Okay, nice to meet you. You too. Hi.
What's up, Jake?
Heather.
Hey, Jake, how you doing? Good.
Anyway, well, good.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
good luck, everybody. You're in the right place.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. I engage every conversation in the spirit of contribution, and people are happy to be with me. Oh, this is a bold law. So we got a lot of things that go on in Keller Williams. One of them is called bold. I highly recommend taking that at least once in your career. Agents do it more than once. Bold is like a 10-week, like once a week, all day type class. And it resets your framework. It's so good. So one of these ones, I want you guys to maybe just think about this right here. I engage every conversation in the spirit of contribution, and people are happy to be in relationship with me. So if you ever need some inspiration when you're making your phone calls or when you're talking to people or whatever it is, just remind yourself that people are happy to talk to you. What I will say too is we often in our heads make it a bigger deal than it actually is, right? Oh, I haven't talked to this person in 10 years. It's gonna be so awkward. If you go into that conversation thinking it's gonna be awkward, guess what? It's gonna be awkward. If you go into the conversation with, this person is gonna be so happy to talk to me because we are such good friends and we haven't talked in forever. We had that one experience in high school and I saw him that one time at the supermarket, and we played on the same baseball team growing up, or our parents grew up in the same, whatever it is, just remind yourself that that's good enough reason to talk to someone, okay? Okay. You guys, we have the awesome opportunity to role play, okay? Now, we don't have to do a full 20 minutes. We don't have to do it at all. If you guys aren't wanting to do it, I don't want to force people to do anything. But what I would love is if you guys want the opportunity to at least just hear a dialogue that you might have. So rather than spend a full 20 minutes, I mean, we can do it. I'm really open to it, but I'd love to just kind of give you guys my script that I would use if I was to reconnect with someone. Okay. So it's not my script. It's just a script I heard, right? The Ford script: family, occupation, recreations, dreams. Okay. If you ever are struggling just to think of something to talk about, that's one. But what I would say is genuinely be interested in those things. Okay. Because it makes the transitions a lot easier. When you're starting off making your phone calls, please, unless it's very natural, don't feel like you need to bring up real estate, okay? I remember thinking when I started, I got to sell people real estate, right? No. And Jake, you just stepped in, but our whole entire conversation up to this point has been come from a place of contribution and add value, okay? So, yeah. Okay, I'll just call Jake, like he's a friend that I haven't talked to in a while. Probably would have texted him and just said, hey man, would love to connect. Haven't talked to you in forever, or on Facebook. So Jake's a good friend. I call Jake. Jake, what's up, man? How are you? Hey, dude, I'm doing so good. How you doing? Good. What's new with you, man? No way. Is True Religion that pancake face? Really? Heck yeah, dude. So what did you get? Oh my gosh. That sounds delicious, dude. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I haven't been there before. Oh, dude, I'm just working like crazy. We're connected on Facebook. You've probably seen helping people buy and sell houses. It's been really fun. So good. Yeah, it's been really awesome. I mean, are you familiar with what's going on in the real estate market right now? Yeah. Yeah, rates got a little crazy there for a second, and they're higher right now. There's a lot of volatility in the market, but it's given people an opportunity to buy at a lower price point, which is pretty cool. And then when rates drop down, eventually refinance and cash in some equity there. Yeah, so it's going good. Just I think that in any market, there's an opportunity to win. What are you doing for work right now, Jake? And pause right there. Do you see how we talked about real estate, but I didn't go push it down his throat? Now I asked him about his work. I want to know what he's doing for work. Okay. So perfect. Jake, what are you doing for work? Right. We'll have the conversation about his work. I'll ask him what's going on in his world. And then I'll say, oh my, like, let's say he's self-employed, or let's say how can I add value to that business? How can I contribute to that? Let's say he's a CPA. Oh my gosh, you want to be a CPA? That's so cool. I have a really good accountant that you should go to lunch with. Right. And then granted, he's like, well, that's so awesome, dude. Well, I'm happy to hear real estate. I was like, it's so good to hear that real estate's going good. Yeah, man, it's going really well. Bread and butter of my business is just servicing people I trust, know, and love. So Jake, hey, if you don't mind, when people have a conversation about real estate, would you point them my way? Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. And hey, you know what? I got this awesome event going on tomorrow, Keller Splash. Do you have any nieces and nephews? Heck yeah. Okay, well, Keller Splash, really fun event. We rented out the entire, water park. Would that be fun for you guys to come and attend? I got some tickets if you want to come. Sick. Okay. Hey, what's your address again? Let me come by and I'll drop those off for you. Perfect. Sweet, dude. Awesome. Oh, and hey, just by the way, since I'm putting your address down right here, every month my clients have told me that they really like knowing what their home's worth. Would you find it valuable to know what your home's worth every month? Okay, cool. Right. So obviously we go in more detail, but that's just like a quick back and forth. Again, it is so much easier than you might think to have these conversations. Okay. Please.
conversations for me, it's just been like that.
Yeah.
Like where it's like, hey, I'm like, bro, I like my friend that I met today, literally, we have real estate gave us this chance.
Yeah. 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 Love it. Where I've seen the opportunity too is because when I first got started, I was like, there's a few friends that I know that I talk to frequent enough that I'm close enough proximity with that I don't need to talk real estate with them at all. Like they just know that I'm their guy, right? Well, what does it look like if you have everyone in your database like that? What if rather than, you don't even need to talk real estate, you just call them to genuinely just stay connected? So I actually did. I do have every single one of my best friends that I talk to almost every week or every day. I have them in my database to make sure that I treat them like a client too. And that's how every friend should be, right? You should just genuinely want to connect with people, have conversations with them. So yeah, as far as and there'll be times, I'll be honest, there'll be times when the pipeline's dry and you just need to get some business. It's totally fine to call people. Be level, dude, it's me again. Listen, complete transparency, this is a business call. I'm calling to talk business. Is that cool? Yeah, dude, what's going on? Yeah, man, as you know, my bread and butter, servicing clients that I grow my business by word of mouth. I'm in the real estate game. Just wanted to know if you happen to have anyone that you might be talking to or have heard that is looking to buy or sell. Like you can have those candid conversations, I'm telling you, and it's not as awkward as you might think if you've built the rapport beforehand, okay? But again, what I will say is that's kind of a catch-22. While I'm telling you, please add value, call people to contribute. Also, you guys and me, we're good people, we're friends. We deserve the business, right? So let's go get it. Let's ask for it. Let's say, hey, just want to let you know, I'm working really hard to grow my business and your support would mean a ton, dude. Do you happen to know anyone or can you think of anyone? Like, leave it out there. And don't say, one thing that I encourage agents to do actually, and I actually said that incorrectly. I'd rather have you say, hey man, just curious, who do you know that's looking to buy or sell? Don't ask them, do you know? Because they'll typically say, oh, I don't. I mean, if they did say that, then you can follow up with, well, if you find anyone, please let them, please put me in contact with them. I think a lot of the times too, you guys, people they don't understand that we're looking for business, right? We need to teach our sphere on how to give us business, okay? So if I have a conversation with Aaron, yeah, Aaron, I'm in the real estate game and it's been really fun. I enjoy it so much. I think a lot of agents will say, hey, if you come across anyone that is looking to buy or sell, will you put them in touch with me? Well, that doesn't give Aaron a lot of direction, okay? What if I change the conversation to, yeah, Aaron, growing by word of mouth has been the best thing for me. I love taking care of my friends and family, and especially the friends and family of those people that I work closely with. Do you happen to know anyone right now that's looking to buy or sell? No? Dude, that's totally fine. Well, now that we've had this conversation, you're probably going to be, more in tune with when people have needs. It'd mean the absolute world to me when that happens. If you could actually give them my name and number, actually even better yet, Aaron, would you mind just throwing us in a group thread and just introducing us? Promise to take good care of them. I'll buy you steak dinner after too, and would just love to be that guy for you and your friends. Like it's okay to have those candid conversations, but only if you've come from a place of contribution. Okay. Yeah, everyone in grace in on that. There's no perfect science either, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. What we will do is we will take we're not going to take full 10 minutes because that's like, I think you only need probably like a minute, 2 minutes. I want you guys to write down ideally 10 people that you want to do business with. Okay. Think about 10 people that ideally own a home or would potentially be interested in buying a home. Okay. I want you to put their names down. Or if it's not that, people that would want to come to Keller Splash tomorrow, you make sure that you facilitate getting tickets for them or have that lined up. Okay. Yeah, I think there's still some, but you can talk to Talina or go talk to anyone at the front desk and they'll sort you out. I'm not the best person to talk to about it. They might be all gone because I do know we sell out. The other thing you can do is the parade of homes. You can get some people some tickets. I was telling these guys, Jake, earlier, you could cover half the cost of some tickets. Like, hey, for my special people in my life, I'm covering half the cost of a ticket. It's only $6 for my clients or $7, whatever the math shakes out to be. If you want to Venmo me that, I'll come drop those off. I think it's a great date night, right? So have something of value that you want to do, and just write those names down.
A question a little bit about like targeting.
Yeah.
Do you, I mean, because all these names are locations, things like that.
Sure.
How do you focus more on targeting locations instead of like having just a big geographical, right? Just people all.
Are you talking about like where people physically live? Like, okay. And I'm probably because you're, from California, I'm assuming is why you're asking. Is that, yeah.
Well, yeah, I know I've had here.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, I'm fortunate enough, I'll just level with you guys, like I'm lucky enough to live and have grown up right here. So a lot of my people are just right here, but I've got clients in Colorado. Oh, Alicia.
I was talking to, her now.
Yeah.
If it's the last name.
Yeah.
But she had an open house on Sunday and I went over there and I helped her. And we started talking about it. I live in Mount Pleasant and the open house was at Spring City. And I was talking to her about doing open houses and she was like, when you pick somewhere to do open houses, try to pick like a general area where you want to pick up clients and
Yeah.
service them because the people coming through there are gonna eat from that area.
Yeah.
So that's a good way.
Yeah. Definitely target. Yeah. Think of areas that you want to work. To get people that have needs, like I've sold houses in Vernal, I've sold houses in Escalante, like 4 hours south and 4 hours north. Okay. So you can sell houses all over. You can also just lean on referral partners. So if you don't want to show homes in Logan, just kick it out to an agent up in Logan, right? And have them service the lead. In the beginning, I held on to a lot of business and I still probably do. Like for me, I'm 23, I'll drive to Escalante or I'll drive to Roosevelt like I did 2 Saturdays ago. Like I'll do what it takes. So, just know that no matter where someone lives, you can help facilitate their real estate transaction, because if it's not you doing it, you might as well get a referral fee from another agent that does. Okay. So for you who has contacts in California, you should absolutely still be calling them, talking to them about what they got going on. And if they have any, real estate needs here, specifically in Utah where your license is held, but if they have real estate needs in California, like, dude, oh my God, you should right now get connected with 2 really great agents out there. Because one, you can say, hey, I'm from California, got a lot of contacts out there, would love to, set up a referral, structure. Also, hey, and maybe get people that you think could send referrals your way. Chances are you're going to send more their way since you're from California. Same with, any of us, right? You're obviously going to, if it's where you grew up, you're going to send more referrals their way than they might send yours, but still worth getting paid on something than nothing. Does that answer your question? I hope that was okay. Good. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Make this list, please. 10 people that you want to do business with, or just 10 people that you want to reconnect with. Okay, sweet. I'm gonna ask you guys to, by the end of the week, today's Monday, by the end of the week, have had a conversation with those people on that list, okay? You got a week. Aaron, you're about to take your real estate test.
Yeah.
Totally fine. Call them, reconnect with them. They're gonna ask you what you got going on. You're gonna say, yeah, I'm about to take my real estate test. I'm super excited. Like they don't even need to know that you're calling for business, okay? You're just simply calling to connect, right? So do that. I'll commit to it too. There's some people that I've been wanting to pull back into my sphere. So sweet. Okay, this is the part of the class where I typically turn it over and you guys get to go make those phone calls, but I'll just ask you by the end of the week to have that done. The best practice too is right after you have the phone call, make sure you update their contact card, okay? That's gonna be a super good practice. Just every time you have a conversation, I would recommend having command up, having their contact card, have the conversation, log the notes, okay? Just get in the habit of doing that. Command mobile makes it super, super easy on your phone when you make a phone call. Yeah. So command mobile makes it super easy. You make the phone call and then it will immediately give you a dialog box, the text and to put in their information. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay. Well, guys, if nothing else, that's going to be our time together. I'd love just any final things that you guys are, I need one thing that you're going to move forward with or commit to. So I know that you guys are taking action because it said that education without implementation is just entertainment. You guys believe that? There's a lot of education in this industry. There's a ton and it's so good. I love it. That's like one of my favorite things about real estate is that you learn so much every day. But if we don't apply, we don't implement, then it really was just good knowledge, okay? So I'm gonna ask each person, Jake, what's the one thing that moving forward you're gonna commit to doing? Cool. Good. Perfect. Yeah. Good. I love that. Thanks, Jake. Alicia.
So I am going to get some reviews going from
Yes, good.
and start doing
Good.
because I've started doing open houses and stuff and so it's fun.
Ah, it will, for sure. Let me tell you, my friends, when they see me, they're like, dude, you're crushing it in real estate. I'm like, I just post a lot of houses. like I do okay, sure, but the scale that people think I'm already at, just in my almost 3 years in doing it, simply just because I'm just all over the place. I'm just trying to be in front of them, right? So just like tour homes, checking out this awesome home. Here's the thing, you can totally do that, right? You can't go take a level with you right now. You can't go just take someone's listing, like photos that are listing and just post it as if it's yours. But you can showcase, hey, checking out this really awesome home today. Say it's for some clients, even if it's not, or whatever. Just say, checking out this really awesome home. I love it. Let me show you some of the reasons that I like it. Yeah, super easy. There's not a I don't think there's a single time that I've shown houses where I haven't like gotten there 5 minutes early to just make sure I heard and take a video. Get to showings 5 minutes early, turn on the lights, take some videos of the houses, or leaves 5 minutes late, whatever it is. But like, that's free content right there. Also, get in front of the camera. I struggled with this in the beginning, and I'm working towards it. But people want to see you because they don't care about the house. I'm going to level with you. They don't care about the townhouse. They don't like. Some few people will be interested in that specific house, but more than anything, they just want to see what you're doing. Okay, and mix it up too. If like one of my weaknesses, I'll level with you guys, is I do too much real estate posts. I don't post enough just in my personal life, and so I try to be better at that. So thanks, Alicia. That's great. Okay, reviews and more interactions on social media. Good. Okay, Kaylee.
I think I will try to connect to my friends, and actually they were two people. They were asking, "Oh, I want to buy a house with this kind of company." So I want to.
That's great. Thank you, Aaron.
Learned a lot. But
Good.
I think business now and business in the future goes on. I
Um,
think I realized that.
Yeah.
Like until now, I think it's very important. You said, like, of course, you buy a house or you sell a house, but what are you going to do after?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you doing? So,
Exactly. Because here's the thing: people that own houses that you sell a house to, guess what? Their furnace is going to need to be tuned, right? Their roof is going to need to be replaced at some point. Whatever it is, their water heaters need to be tuned. Like, you just add value. Okay, you just continue to add value. My aha that I want to recommit to is when we were looking at those daily engagements. I need to. I'm going to be more intentional with my social media posting. I want to build out a calendar basically, and just say, hey, all right, this many posts, this many this, that many that. Like, I just need to build it out and commit to it, because right now I just am consistent, but I'm not purposeful. So that's going to be my commitment. You know, it's funny. I've actually been toying with the idea more so as a project for myself. What I will say is YouTube content is so cool, and agents that do it at a high level, not even agents, just people. I mean, everyone watches YouTube, right? People that do it at a high level, they crush it, and it gives a lot of opportunity. Where I think the money is right now, though, is short form content. Okay, so Instagram Reels and TikToks. What I will say is, I'm personally not trying to sell a house to 14-year-old girls. I'm trying to sell houses to adults. So I think Instagram Reels is the real moneymaker right now. Like, I have seen some agents crush it. I'll level with you. There's not many in Utah County. There's Paige Steckling. There's Tony Acosta, Jimmy Rex. There's a couple that do really well on social media. You guys want to hear a cool story? His name's Elio, E-L-I-O. He's a little Hispanic kid out of Texas. Little, he's actually kind of bigger. He's short, but he's big. I met him at family reunion. Super nice guy. So he was 19 when he got his license. First year, I think we did one deal. So didn't do anything. 19 years old, just out of high school, basically. Didn't do anything, okay? Then after 1 year completed, he's like, I'm going to focus just on one thing for the next year. So for 8 months, he focused on social media. Whatever it is, if it's open houses, farming, social media, like door knocking, whatever it is, but I'm going to share this example of consistency. So for 8 months, he's like, I'm going to just master short form content and social media. After 8 months, he finally sourced his first deal from social media, okay? In the span of 12 months following, he did 54 units. Last year, he made $500,000, and he's 20. So that's not even to highlight social media, because if that's not your thing, that's not your thing. That's to highlight the consistency. He did it every day for 8 months. Just, I'm going to do it every day, right? So YouTube's really cool. I, at some point, would like to tap into it. It's a lot of work for not a huge return on time and investment right now. I would like to, and I actually have been toying with the idea, but I think that short form content right now is the real moneymaker. However, what I probably will do, Jake, I'll level with you, is if I were to do any type of YouTube video, I would make sure I filmed it in such that I could take clips and then use all of that content for my posting for the week. I've seen agents that do that. But yeah, I'm happy to brainstorm with you guys. And anything I can do to help, let me know. But yeah, so here we go. Awesome. Yeah, in my personal opinion, and this is just my opinion, I just don't like Facebook. I'll level with you guys. I think it's a clunky platform. There's people like that, but like, maybe if you grew up more with Facebook, Alicia, Jake, like maybe your connections are more on Facebook. They might be on Instagram too. Not just it's the reality. Yeah. Yeah. So I would just recommend just wherever your people are, focus on that platform. Instagram and Facebook are both going to be around forever. They're not going anywhere. So just wherever you feel comfortable. For me, and what I would say is focus on one. What I see agents is they spread themselves too thin. I'm going to do Facebook. I'm going to do Instagram. I'm going to do TikTok. I'm going to do whatever the Twitter, whatever you want to do. All I do is Instagram, and then I try to keep my LinkedIn profile up to date, more so just as a personal or professional business page, but not really to generate business through it. There might be some untapped business in there. I've noticed that LinkedIn is very much just like people immediately spamming you with message. I don't know. I don't love LinkedIn's platform, but I do like to keep a professional page going on there so people can see it. But yeah, just whatever your thing is. And if it's not social media, it's not social media. If it's open houses, it's open houses. If it's door knocking, it's door knocking. If it's farming, it's farming. If it's events, just events. Like whatever it is. If it's, gosh, one that I wanted to, I don't have the time. Well, I don't make the time for it, but another one that I want to do, I've toyed with the idea, is just going to more social events, just events in general. Like I went to a Silicon Slopes event a few months ago. I was like, holy crap, what if you just came to one of these a week and just networked the heck out of it? Like got 20 contacts. And the cool thing about those events is everyone there is looking to grow their business. So there's like Silicon Slopes, and there's tons. Get on Facebook groups, look for different events. Silicon Slopes is one that was pretty interesting to me, just because it's like kind of the tech hub / entrepreneur hub. But if you're into baking, join baking clubs. Like Jake Bowers, where is he? This guy right here, Jake. He's been at the brokerage only a couple months longer than me. He's probably sold, I think he's probably at 60 closed units, something, maybe a little less than that. Almost. So 2.5 years, and he's been here. October marks 3 years for him. And he has just crushed it. Guess what? He likes to bake a lot. So he cooks, bake.
That's cool.
Yep, he cooks.
Awesome.
He's a really good cook. And so he invites people over for dinner and he tells them to buy houses. Like, so whatever it is, just do it, right? So no, Jake's really good. He's one I would highlight. Yeah. Bronson right here. Bronson's cool. Bronson's my age, 23, but has built something pretty cool. He's got an exotic car detailing business that he started when he was 16 and has built up. So he primarily just does business with people that come to those car events. So that's something, just find your community, find what you're passionate about. Jordan Keel, right on that guy right there. See him? He's been an agent for 5 years. He's got he crushes it. He's got 2 listings going live this week. I toured one of his houses on Friday that just went under contract. That's why. Cool. He's so awesome. So he's only been in the business for 5 years. And what he's done is he's done farming at a really high level. So these water edge farming. So Water Edge, the townhome community down in Vineyard, is I think his primary farm, because townhomes have a pretty high turnover rate, right? Because people are either upgrading or downgrading usually out of those. And he's just branded himself as the real estate agent for Water Edge. So that's why he has 1 listing in Water Edge right now that's under contract. He's got 2 more going live this week because he is just focused on Water's Edge, and that is like his top 20. That is what he does. So just whatever it is. What I will say, so sorry, this will be the last comment and then we'll wrap up. So you need to have, and this is kind of unrelated, well, completely related to what we talked about today, but also unrelated in a way. You need to have 3 lead generation strategies, okay, that you focus on. Gary Keller teaches 4. I'm going to tell you guys to just focus on 3 as you're getting started, and then you can expand. But you need to have 3 lead generation sources, okay? And we can have a whole class on lead generation strategies, but those are going to be sphere of influence should be everyone's number 1. I don't care who you are, you know people, and those people have real estate needs. So sphere of influence should be absolutely number 1. And then 2 and 3 should be whatever you want to do. So might be open houses. I think that as a brand new agent, open houses should be. I think that an agent should host an open house every single weekend. if you can, right? If there's options to, but I mean, people are pretty generous. You're in our Facebook group message, Alicia, right? Agents are really generous with their open houses. Like most of our agents don't want to host their own open house. And they also just want to give opportunity to other people too. So, right. You've seen that too, Jake.
So intense, and you really have to kind of have this humble attitude, you know, especially like today, talking to potentially to be first year. It's like you're so excited, so much emotion.
Yeah.
And just to keep grounded at the people level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why you want to find your own truth.
Yes, sir. Yep. So that's what I'd leave with you guys today is contact those 10 people by the end of the week that you had written down, and then also identify what lead strategies you want to entertain. If you need some more ideas, text me. But I think we've highlighted a ton. Have those identified, and then start working on building out what it looks like to just commit to those. So if it's open houses every Saturday, open houses every Saturday. All right, that means on Monday I'm making the social media post to get ready for the listing. You know, Wednesday I'm sending it out to people. Friday I'm texting all of my people. You know, Saturday I'm showing up 30 minutes early, an hour early to set up, I'm taking some video content, right? So and then you just know that that's your playbook, and you do that every week. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Yeah.
If somebody who's just like
100%. Do open houses. Frankly, I don't even know. I don't know when we got to. I don't even know when we got. So typically for like showings and stuff, like if you're doing a run or showing, like because you're just showing someone else's client, you'll probably get paid on that. Like we just have a culture here, 20, 30 bucks to just open a door for someone. Super easy. Just run and open a door. Take advantage of those. Open houses, I would say, are typically actually you're not going to get paid for because the opportunity is to work with unrepresented buyers. And so,
Yeah, I have a sign-in sheet.
yep. One of the sign-in, just like the review, you know how I said gift card for a review? Easiest way to get people's information at an open house. Hey, if you put in your name and number right here, we're going to do a giveaway for a $25 Amazon gift card if you just sign it. $50 Amazon gift card. I'm telling you, there's not a single person that will walk into that open house that doesn't sign that. I'm telling you right now. Oh my gosh, we're working with an agent. Oh, that's awesome. Who's your agent? Oh, it's Jill with Berkshire Hathaway. Oh, that's perfect. Where's Jill today? Oh, she couldn't make it. Oh, that's such a bummer. She couldn't make it. You guys actively shopping? Have you put in offers? Oh, we're just looking. Well, you know, the real estate market's really hot right now. Rates are high, but prices are really low. It can be your best interest to act right now. Do you have a plan with your agent to move forward? Like, you know what I'm saying? Have those conversations. Okay. So yeah, for sure. Okay. Well, if there's anything I can do for any of you, let me know. Yeah. And good luck on your test. That's going to be awesome. Kaylee, let's connect. I need to use the restroom, and then I can sit down with you and we can talk for a bit. Okay. Thanks, guys.